The morning sun filtered weakly through the office blinds, its light softer than usual as if it sensed your exhaustion. You stood at your desk, clutching your file slightly, trying to ignore the tremor in your fingers. The room felt warmer than usual, the air slightly heavy, but you brushed it off. Your body was still fragile from the fever that had pinned you to bed for 2 long days. You had debated staying home another day, but the thought of Jungkook drowning in extra work because of you had pushed you out the door. He never complained, not once, but you knew your absence doubled his load, and though he was your CEO, the cold, ruthless one everyone feared, you couldn't stomach the guilt of letting him shoulder more than he already did. Why are you here? The deep voice cut through your thoughts like a knife. Startling you, you turned to find Jungkook standing a few feet away, arms folded across his broad chest, his sharp eyes narrowing in clear disapproval. I'm fine now. You lied quickly, forcing a faint smile. I didn't want you to handle everything alone again. His gaze flickered over you, lingering on your pale cheeks and the slight wobble in your stance. He tilted his head, a skeptical frown tugging at his lips. You look anything but fine, he said flatly. Go home. Your lips parted in protest. I can manage, really. Please don't make me go. His jaw tightened, a muscle ticked near his temple, the only sign of his annoyance. You call this fine? You are barely standing. I'm not fragile, you said stubbornly, hugging the file closer. I just needed fresh air and to keep busy. If I stay at home any longer, I'll go insane. He stared at you for a long, tense moment, as if silently testing your resolve. Then, to your surprise, he let out a slow exhale and rubbed the back of his neck. You are impossible, he muttered almost to himself. Thank you, he shot back with a weak smile. That wasn't a compliment. His eyes softened slightly despite the scolding tone. At least sit down. Don't overwork yourself. If you collapse in the middle of the office, I'm not carrying you to the hospital. A tiny laugh escaped you. You would call security instead. I would call an ambulance. He deadpanned, though the corner of his lips threatened to curve upward. You obeyed reluctantly, sliding into your chair. Jungkook lingered, his gaze still fixed on you. Did you eat breakfast? He asked suddenly. You blinked at him. Huh? I asked. He repeated slowly. If you ate breakfast, don't tell me you didn't. I had something. What exactly? Half a slice of toast. His eyes narrowed dangerously. Half? I wasn't that hungry. You admitted sheepishly. Unbelievable. He muttered under his breath, turning on his heel. Minutes later, he returned with a steaming cup of coffee and a paper bag. He placed them on your desk without ceremony. What's this? You asked, staring at it. Breakfast. He replied curtly. Eat. Your eyes widened. You went to get this yourself? Yes, now eat before I change my mind. The entire office had gone suspiciously quiet. You could feel your colleagues' eyes darting toward the scene, whispers spreading like wildfire. Jungkook never fetched things for anyone. He had an assistant for that, but here he was placing food in front of you like it was the most normal thing. You cleared your throat, suddenly shy. You didn't have to. I did. He cut you off, his tone broking no argument. You're not going to faint on my watch. Now eat. You picked up the sandwich from the bag, cheeks warming under his sharp gaze. He didn't move, didn't return to his office. Instead, he stood there, arms crossed, watching you like a hawk until you took a bite. Better? He asked quietly. You nodded quickly. Better. His expression softened almost imperceptibly before he turned and walked away, retreating into his glass-walled office. Throughout the morning you noticed him lingering more than usual. Every so often, he would step out, ask if you needed water, glance at your workload, and remind you not to push yourself. At one point, he even scolded you for standing too long at the copier. Do you think those machines will stop working if you sit down for 5 minutes? He snapped. I was just. No excuses. Sit. Yes, boss. You mumbled, trying not to smile. Colleagues exchanged knowing glances, whispering behind their screens, their curiosity impossible to contain. Jungkook's unusual gentleness was more shocking than any quarterly profit report, but for you it was overwhelming in a different way. Every time his dark eyes softened only for you, every time his voice lowered with concern, your chest fluttered helplessly. You knew he was going to get engaged in a few days, but your heart couldn't help. You told yourself it was just because he was worried about an employee. That was all, but deep down, you knew better. The office was unusually quiet after lunch. Papers shuffled, keyboards clicked, and phones rang occasionally, but there was a hushed undercurrent as if everyone was waiting for something. You sat at your desk sipping the coffee Jungkook had brought you earlier, trying to drown out the whispers that still floated around about his unexpected tenderness toward you. You were organizing reports when the sound of sharp heels echoed across the marble floor. The click-clack was confident, demanding attention. Heads turned instinctively, and a ripple of recognition spread through the staff. She was stunning, tall, poised, and dressed in a designer suit that screamed money and power. Her perfectly painted lips curved in a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Jungkook's soon-to-be fiancée. You froze. You had seen her before in magazines and whispered conversations, but never this close. She moved through the office as though she owned it, her eyes sweeping over everyone with thinly veiled disdain until they landed on Jungkook's office door. Without waiting for permission, she pushed it open. Jungkookie, she cooed, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. The glass walls couldn't block the sound, nor could they hide Jungkook's reaction. He looked up from his desk, his face an impassive mask. What are you doing here? His tone was flat, businesslike. I missed you. She purred, striding inside and perching herself on the edge of his desk. You didn't answer my call, so I thought I would surprise you. His jaw tightened. You shouldn't be here. This is my workplace. Oh, come on. She giggled, brushing a manicured hand along his arm. Don't be so cold. We are engaged, remember? I have the right to be here. But Jungkook's body shifted subtly away, his hand moving the files between them as a barrier. We are not engaged yet, and I don't recall inviting you. The staff outside exchanged wide eyed glances. No one had ever heard their boss speak to anyone that coldly. You ducked your head, focusing on your papers, though your ears strained to catch every word. She leaned closer, lowering her voice, but the thin walls betrayed her. You were so cruel sometimes, but it doesn't matter. Tonight, I'll make you forgive me. My family is hosting a dinner and you'll come with me. Everyone is expecting us. I'm busy, Jungkook replied without hesitation, his voice sharpened. Too busy for me? Too busy for pointless dinners. He rose to his feet abruptly, gathering the files he needed, and walked out of the office. You nearly dropped your pen when he stopped by your desk instead of continuing toward the meeting room. Are you okay? He asked softly, his tone a stark contrast to the one he had just used with Hana. You look pale again. You blinked. I'm fine, really. He frowned, clearly unconvinced. Don't lie to me. Did you take your medicine? You hesitated. Not yet. Jungkook let out a frustrated sigh, setting the files down. Unbelievable. Do I have to babysit you all day? Wait here, I'll go get you something. Before you could protest, he strode away toward the break room. Hana was looking at him in disbelief. Gasps and whispers erupted around the office. Hana, still standing in his office doorway, looked as though she had been slapped. Her painted smile cracked, replaced by a dark scowl. When Jungkook returned, he placed a steaming cup of coffee on her desk, his voice gentling again. Drink this, it will help. Thank you, he whispered, embarrassed at the attention. His lips quirked ever so slightly, and then he left for his meeting. The silence that followed was suffocating. You could feel her eyes boring into you. Moments later, she started toward your desk, her heels slicing through the quiet like knives. She stopped right in front of you, her perfume cloyingly sweet. So, she drawled, tilting her head, you are the reason he's ignoring me. You looked up nervously. Excuse me. Don't play dumb, she snapped, her polite mask dropping. I have been trying to get his attention all morning, and all he cares about is you. You with your pale face and pitiful act. What's your trick? Do you fake being sick so he'll run to you? Your chest tightened. That's not true. Her smile turned cruel, pathetic. You think someone like him would actually look at someone like you? Don't flatter yourself. Your lips parted in shock, but before you could answer, Jungkook's voice echoed from the hallway where he had just returned. Why? His gaze swept over you, then landed on her. His eyes hardened instantly. Why are you still here? Her face flushed with anger and humiliation, but she forced a brittle laugh. I was just chatting with your employee. Don't, he said sharply, stepping closer. Don't talk to her. Everyone in the office held their breath. The tension was electric, and you knew then something was about to explode. Why? Why can't I talk to her? Oh, is she special, Jungkook? Someone you keep close? Collective gasp rose from the employees, fingers pausing mid typing. Jungkook's jaw flexed hard, enough to show a vein on his temple. You don't need to know that. Hana laughed, a bitter mocking sound that echoed in the tense office. Oh, I do. I'm your future wife. I should know who my future husband keeps close. Your stomach dropped. His future wife. The words pierced deeper than you wanted them to, but before you could even glance at Jungkook, his expression darkened like a gathering storm. Hana, don't you dare speak after that. The air hissed between his teeth as he stepped forward, shoulders squared. His tone wasn't just angry, it was lethal. Hana's cough turned into a bitter sneer. Why? You're defending her, taking care of her all sweet and caring as if she's the one for you. What's so special about her, huh? Such cheap women at work act sick and weak to get their boss's attention. Your breath hissed, the words stung like a slap, but before you could say anything, Jungkook's voice thundered through the office. Enough! How dare you! The room shuddered with the weight of his shout. Employees flinched, some ducking their heads to avoid eye contact. Jungkook's eyes burned as he took another step toward Hana, his presence almost suffocating. You think you can insult her in my office in front of me? Hana's face twisted in anger. She grabbed a glass of water from your desk without thinking, her movements quick and sharp. You are pathetic, Jungkook. Look at you, acting like some knight for a girl who is playing you. And before anyone could stop her, she flung the glass of cold water straight into your face. You gasped, the icy shock making you freeze in place. Droplets ran down your cheeks and soaked your blouse. Your trembling hands gripped the edge of the desk. Everything went still for a split second. Then Jungkook snapped. Hana. His voice shook the walls. He stepped between you and Hana so fast the room blurred. His eyes were dark, dangerous like a storm about to destroy everything in its path. Get out right now. Hana blinked, taken aback. Excuse me? I said get out. His hand slammed on the desk, making pens jump. The whole office recoiled. You stared at his back, broad, rigid, shielding you like a wall, your heart pounding. Hana paled, stunned into silence. She had expected his defense, perhaps, but not this public humiliation. You'll regret this. She hissed, her voice trembling with fury. I'll cancel the engagement myself. Good, Jungkook shot back coldly. Do me that favor. Gasps filled the room again. She stormed out, heels clattering like war drums, leaving you dripping wet and stunned. Jungkook turned to you slowly, his expression softening the moment his eyes met yours. He reached out but stopped just short of touching your wet cheek, his fingers trembling slightly. Are you okay? Your throat felt tight. I'm fine. You whispered through your voice shook. He exhaled hard, his jaw working as if he was holding back 1,000 things he wanted to say. Don't say that. You are not fine. Come with me. Without waiting for your protest, he shrugged off his suit jacket and draped it over your shoulders. His touch careful but possessive. His eyes flicked to the staring employees, and his voice dropped into a warning. All of you, back to work now. The clatter of keyboards started up again instantly. Jungkook guided you out of the office with his hand hovering protectively at your back, his touch steady, warm, and firm. And for the first time, you saw him not as the cold CEO everyone feared, but as the man who had just burned every bridges to protect you. Inside his office, he closed the blinds and handed you a neatly folded white shirt from his cabinet. Change into this, you'll get sick again. Your hand shook as you accepted it. Why did you do that? You whispered, still in disbelief. Now she'll cause trouble for you. I don't care. His answer was immediate, firm. I never wanted this engagement. If she ends it, it's better for me. You looked at him, heart pounding. But your parents? Let them be angry. I'll deal with them. His gaze softened as it settled on you. I won't let anyone treat you like that. Not when. He trailed off, clenching his jaw. Not when what? You pressed, stepping closer, shirt clutched to your chest. He looked away, raking a hand through his hair. For once, the confident CEO looked conflicted, vulnerable. Silence hung heavy in the office until you finally asked, why me, Jungkook? Why do you always treat me differently? His eyes snapped back to yours, dark and intense. Slowly he moved closer, close enough that you could feel the warmth of his presence even through your damp clothes. Because I can't help it. I have tried to ignore it, to bury it under work and cold words. But every time you are near me, every time you smile, even when you are exhausted, I lose control. Your breath hitched. Jungkook, I love you. Not her, not anyone else, just you. I don't care about the consequences anymore. I don't care if my parents disapprove or if the world whispers. All I care about is you. Your heart raced wildly, your mind spinning, but the sincerity in his eyes held you still. The cold CEO the world feared had dropped every wall, exposing the man beneath, someone who loved you more than he wanted his freedom. Tears stung your eyes, not from the sting of earlier humiliation. And as his hand reached out, gently brushing your damp hair away from your face, you realized you loved him too, always had, silently, hopelessly until now.